Hello, 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 good friends here on the Gamers Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's Monday. Did you know it's Monday? You probably knew it's Monday by all the emails and meetings and work things that you had to do. But breathe easy. Hopefully you can make it to the weekend. And if you can't, don't worry. Tonight we have an amazing guest who's just going to breathe life back into your week. Monday is always the most draining, but please hang strong. There's going to be an opportunity here where we get just have good conversations. That's why I love PinkPixels, where we just have conversations with real people about what they're working through, what they're doing in their lives to find inspiration, to find growth, to push ourselves, to ground ourselves in what really matters, what we're working towards, and having good communities, good people. I love everyone in chat. Hello, hello. I love the little Pokemon. Well, awesome. I'm getting those vibes today. It is summer indeed, but we are soon approaching fall. And as times change, it's always good for us to check in on ourselves, give those opportunities for reflection. And so I hope that as we get into this week and as we get into this conversation, that the conversations that we're going to have with Bubble Brit today give you pause of where you are, what you're doing to help and challenge yourself as how you continue to move forward as we change our own seasons in place. Unless you're in Orlando like me, where it's scorching hot and will just melt no matter what. On top of this, one small little Monday glitch, just in case. This is especially to you, my kind Twitch community. If something happens, like the stream goes down, please do not go anywhere, but please let me know in chat. OBS has crashed on me today already, and I am very concerned that it will surprise me again. Please do not panic. Just simply let me know, and we'll bring it right back up in a couple of seconds. It's been a quick recovery, but just communicate as is. We'll give ourselves that Monday patience, and more importantly, when we have small hiccups like this, it's a reminder that we can always recover. It is not the end of the world. Now, speaking of someone who's going to become our world instead for the rest of this evening, I want you all to meet my new friend, Bubble Brit B. Let's go ahead and turn it over to her. She's absolutely amazing. Bubble Brit, come say hello. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. You're definitely my new friend, too. She has on Marvel, so, we're good in my book. So, hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Bubble Brit B. I am a variety streamer, content creator by night, but during the day, I work as the biz dev specialist for the Gamers. I love them so, so much that they felt like they had to bring me on. And I think it was a good match and made in heaven. When I am streaming, I like to play story-based games where I get to make decisions with my community, and whatever chaos comes from that, we can all just revel in it together. I also love being a pink girly, as you can see me behind me. I love all things pink, Barbie, Bratz, anything you name it. I think that's why my mom named me with a B in my name, because she just knew I had to have something with a B in it. So overall, I am your favorite pink cheerleader that is a mental health advocate and a ray of sunshine to anybody that needs it. Hi, everybody.
I love that. Yes, you are absolutely our favorite pink cheerleader. Welcome to the PinkPixels show. Britt, I'm so thrilled to have you here. You bring an infectious energy that is just so delightful. You are the energy drink that I need for today. So thank you so much. Now, I got to start. Let's start at the top of this, right? When you said biz dev, which I think is a much jazzier, fun way to say than business development specialist. So I love that take. I love that take a lot. But on the outside, when I hear that, I go, what does that even mean? I feel like that's such a strange, vague term, like business development. What does one do in business development?
Yeah, that's why I definitely say biz dev, because it's definitely more fun. Also,
Right.
to my boo chat, hi, Morgan. Hi, Material Girl B. Hi, y'all. So what I do is a very fancy way of saying I'm the person that reaches out to companies that might be interested in working with us, or that we may have an interest in them. For example, as y'all see, I have Barbie behind me. So if we one day want to reach out to Mattel for anything, I will be that person to find a contact that we might know of, or somebody who might be a person of interest, reach out to them and say, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could work together? And I would set up a meeting, get to know them, learn about their goals and initiatives, and see if they align with the Gamers. And if they do, we move forward and see if we can create a harmonized partnership.
I love that. I love that. So you really have to do so much on building relationships then, like reaching out, having conversations. What is it like? Because I imagine there's some that like, this is a cold email. Like I've never met them, but it's like, hi, guess what? I'm going to be your new friend. As an introvert, the idea of having to reach out to people sounds like it would take me 3 hours to garner the energy, another hour to write the email, and then the next day I would send it.
You know, a lot of people think it's harder than it is, but it's actually not. If you stand with a mission of your company, I love the game hers. I started off as a brand ambassador, so that's very much my selling point when I contact people is that, hey, this amazing company values me as a creator, and I think you should learn more about them. And that's usually how I catch people's interest when I'm talking to them about it. But usually when it's a cold email, I make sure to take the wisdom of my two colleagues, Allie and Nicole, of researching what the company is doing, seeing what their initiatives are. If they have something related to women empowerment or women in gaming, it's already an easy way to just contact them. And just make sure the email doesn't sound like I sound like a robot from Terminator. Like
ChatGPT wrote this.
Right. Like, no, I make sure that these emails are personable and you can connect with. It's just not a simple email you're just going to get. It's like, oh, okay, you have something to sell. Yeah, we have something to sell. It's the lifestyle of a gamer. You know, we're not just gamers that, you know, just we touch a controller, we put our headphones, we go into our missions. No, we're gamers once we figure out what fashion that we want, what shoes we want to wear, where we want to spend our times. And so I want to make sure that the partnerships that we have reflect that in every single gamer that we touch.
I love that. You're really a representative, not just of the gamers company then, but of like the full audience, the people who follow the social accounts, who come in on these channels and tune in here. You're thinking, how do we find the right people for them? Because we trust the gamers brand. And so you're the one helping us essentially find our new favorite brands, our new favorite people, our new friends at the end of the day. That's a bit of a responsibility. How do you go through the process of vetting? Because let's be clear, like we've seen people and companies on the internet who at first seem really great, and then later on we learn, oh, maybe they're not as wonderful as we had hoped they were. What is the responsibility that you have to go through and try to find good matches, especially if they're going to bear the partnership name with the gamers?
The same way I go about it with my friends in this community is that if you feel as if you have somewhere to be close with, why not grow it? If these companies have good representation already in this space, then we're always ready to lend an ear to them and hear what they have going on. And then that way, when I hear, I can very much vet it, because we can hear great things about brands all the time, but it's about when we get to the nitty gritty of the conversation, what can we offer? Because we already know what the game hers bring to the table, but what are we going to do to elevate that and make it more desirable to our audience, so that way it doesn't seem like, well, they just picked a random brand. No. When I advocate to my friends all the time, it's like, oh, you need to be an ambassador. It's like, if you want somebody to really care about you, for real. Yeah. Because this creative space is already hard. Don't you want something that believes in you behind you? And that's the same way I go about it with the companies that I look at. Do they have good reviews? Are they somebody that's going to be it's longevity in this game, no matter what. Right. Because once it's all said and done, is it going to last in a good way towards an impression that makes everyone feel as if this was a great match? Right. And that's hard to find. Like at the end of the day, can you trust that they've built a brand that is going to last longer than, my makeup that I keep leaving in my drawer that I should probably throw away because it's too old. I've been there. That one lip gloss. You're like, I'm gonna rebuy you. I'm just holding on so I can remember what the name is. Yes. It's clearly gone bad, but you know what? It's fine. Oh, yeah, definitely. The minute you use it and your face breaks out, you're like, I should have gotten something new. But that's like the stress, right? Like how you try to find those right partners. I feel like there's a lot of good combination or comparison to like how you also find good friends. Like, do you have other friends? Do your friends say nice things about you? Right? Have you been in the space for a while, or are you like really untested and you've got no background and I have no idea who you are and you're going to murder me in my sleep? Right? Sort of thing. I watch Law and Order SVU. You gotta weed out people. I have seen way too many Criminal Minds. I know what this persona is finna do. Like, no.
Yes, yes. You're picking up hints everywhere. Like, are they to be trusted at the end of the day? Because I imagine on top of this, it's not just like, yeah, reading their website. You have to do some sleuthing at the end of the day. You have to read the energy, the vibes that you're getting, not just from the company, but the people behind the company. Do you like them? Do they seem like someone that you want to bring to your audience?
Oh yes, I love going down a Twitter page. Because
Ooh.
LinkedIn is fun, but if you have Twitter, oh, I have looked at it.
The receipts.
Oh yes, like for any event I have attended this year, if it was Essence Festival, Evo, CCon, we got DreamHack coming up. Just know,
Yes.
I've looked at your Twitter, and so. If you have any interest in us, just know I have seen it. I have sleuthed it. I am Velma from Scooby-Doo, Daphne with the fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how to read a room. And that's definitely how I make sure that, because a big name is great.
Yeah.
But I think of it as a creator.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want somebody like this attached to me that is not going to be able to elevate me later. Because... And then also a lot of my business tactics come from television. Like growing up, just watching shows like Ugly Betty, Jane the Virgin,
yes.
or I'm trying to remember.
These are good stories.
Yes, like Girlfriends or any of those shows like that. They have strong women that was in the business world, and they always knew how to weed through the madness. What's the end goal to what they wanted? And especially my girl Elle Woods, Legally Blonde. Okay, she knew how to understand. Like, wait a minute, you don't put alcohol and peroxide up in your hair after a parm? Like, hold on now. And that's how I have gone into my business tactics of like, yeah, it looks pretty, but is it going to make sense?
Yes.
And
yes.
I definitely go in that way of if it has a pretty picture, what else is underneath? Because I don't want to present to my company 50 top name brands. Yeah. But will these brands really advocate and push our brand out to the way we want to be represented and how we want our audience to be seen?
Yes, there's that responsibility. And first of all, 10 out of 10 with the Elle Woods reference. I feel like she is an icon who should never be forgotten. Who was right ever. I'm seeing material note like, yeah, change your life. Absolutely. Because you're right. I think sometimes when we think of seriousness, we often think of masculine traits, right? And Elle Woods is this wonderful example of femininity, passion, and brilliance combined that for whatever reason was absent in the media. And I love you bring the same energy of like, yes, we're here, we're making good friends, we're finding the right people, but also we are doing our work to make sure that this is a good deal. We aren't any fools in this space because we know the audience that we have matters. These are smart customers. These are smart gamers that we're bringing in at the end of the day. You can't get away with sloppy work in a pretty picture.
Oh, it all falls apart later. And yes, Material Girl B is Elle Woods all day. When I see her pictures, she is.
She is.
Yeah. No, not at all. Like everything can be in a glass image, but glass falls apart very quickly after a while. And so if it doesn't have a good foundation, it's never going to last.
Yes. And that's such an important take. So what is it about the Gamers Foundation that you said, you know what, first I want to be a brand ambassador. Now let's take it to this next level with biz dev. What is it that you go, you know what? Because there are other gaming organizations that support women. Why the Gamers have you decided to not only be a part of, but to be an active voice on behalf, to actively grow the space and people that it impacts?
So I've always had this desire in me to be a person that always is willing to help any and everybody. Yeah. I always wanted to do that. And being in this space has really taught me that all of us, especially the girlies, we need to be represented in the best light. And so I found the game hers last year after just seeing it on like a couple of my friends' streams and a
Mm.
couple of like the streamers that I look up to. They advocated and voiced them on their platforms, and I was like, okay, women in gaming, I'm here for it. I love it. And then because I started my gaming journey 8 months ago, which doesn't even feel like that
Wild.
anymore.
Dang. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I won a competition to get some award, get a trip to the award show in New York for the 1,000 Dreams from the Gamers.
Oh.
Now, sadly, I couldn't go to New York, but it was super exciting to just even have the opportunity.
Yes.
So at DreamHack of last year,
Mm-hmm.
I met my now coworker Renita, and I told her, I was like, "Thank you guys so much for just picking me." And we just started talking and talking more. And she was like, "We have an ambassador program," and I was like,
Hello.
"I haven't even started streaming yet." She was like, "It doesn't matter, apply."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? It was a leap of faith, as my boy learned, as Miles learned from Spider-Man. It's from Peter. It was a leap of faith to just start streaming and then put myself out there as a brand ambassador, because the mission of them made me say yes. The mission to push us as women and femme identifying in this space to know that we are worthy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many of us get lost in the content, in the streaming, in the communities, and the discourse, not discord, the discourse that we can all experience. And so to find a place where there's so many like-minded people like me in one area, I said yes, because I know I in a weird way, I know I didn't really know them, but I felt protected, and it just felt right. And then as being an ambassador, they elevate my voice, they push me, advocate for me. They make sure that I'm seen and heard, which is so hard in this space, because
Yes.
you don't know if you're making it right. You don't know if you're doing it right. It's like, is this content really worth me putting out? They said, we reposting it, we tagging it, you're here to stay. And I said, thank you. And then how I got the amazing opportunity to work with them is that I just kept showing up. Like when I didn't know from me applying to be a part of the ambassador program, I got awards to the Game Hers Awards, and I met them, and I got to be in it at the awards and just take it all in with my friends. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. Yeah, I'm here to stay. And I got to meet my now then mentor, Rebecca, who has continued to just push me always to be the best person that I can be. And then this amazing opportunity came when I worked the booth at MomoCon, and I brought my friends over. I brought over new people. The app is always available, and that's an easy plug-in. The Game Hers app is on the Apple and Google Play if you like to download it at any time. So I loved doing it. I love telling people, showing people. And my mentor was like, you know what? I like how Britt is moving. She did something different this weekend. I was like, hey, I was doing what I was supposed to do. This was the first time working the booth. Didn't know what to do, but I did what I was supposed to and just tell people.
Exactly.
And she voiced me to Allie. Allie was like, I'll take a look at her. And then I told Allie about myself. And then we got to my other coworker, Jenny, who interviewed me. They all loved what I could bring to the table. And now,
boom.
2 months later, we here.
That's easy story. It was just like a hop, skip, and a jump there, but so well earned, because you said so many things that I think resonates with those of us in the space that continue to tie ourselves to the gamers. I wanted to note one early phrase that you said, because I think a lot of us, especially women in the space, need to hear it. But when you said we are worthy, that is such a validating phrase to hear. It's not just, yeah, you're good at the game, or yeah, that's a good streamer. Like we are worthy of being here. Like it's not enough to be good. We know that in this space, especially as content creators, being good, unfortunately, is not enough in that. And just because you're good doesn't mean you get viewers or whatever it is, or contract deals or attention. But to be seen and to be given a space where you feel welcomed, where you feel at home, where it's not just in the phrases, which it's nice. You know, we see a lot of companies where like, yes, we support everyone. Here are our rules. But when you see it in the behaviors, when you see it, when you join the app and everyone talks a certain way that is welcoming and kind, and you don't feel like you have to be on edge or be worried about when you post a picture, what people are going to say, it is a very different environment. It gives you that place to thrive. I can see why you're such a great fit for the gamers, the way you talk about it, the experiences you've had, but also because you're that brilliant individual at the same time. You're like, you showed up, you were paying attention to what was working for the gamers. I can see, like, as you're describing it, like you did an analysis, like a scan over what are the bones of the gamers. Why is this successful? And it makes sense why you're in the business dev spot, because you can't find that right match unless you thoroughly know who the gamers are. That's hard. I'm going to switch metaphors real quick because why not skip around? It's Monday. We're allowed to, right? Like the gamers is a puzzle piece. You know, all of our curves, they're sexy. We know that, right? But you understand how they all fit in and how you find that right fit for other companies. I think that's amazing. What have been some of the favorite partners that you think the gamers already has in this space that you're like, yes, this fits our curves. This is a good partnership, or it's been good for where we are right now?
Oh, definitely Walmart, Logitech, Benefit.
Yeah.
Walmart offers that chance for us to do really, really big activations.
Yes.
Like we recently did it back, I want to say April through, it was like a campaign, like a tour of like, we had different ambassadors such as She Is Boogie do a big activation, allowing them to be gamers. And that's what I love the most. They allowed them to be the gamers in that mode. They got to promote themselves. They got to play video games and enjoy being the gamer aspect. Logitech allows us to improve who we are when we're sitting behind the screen. Yes.
Yeah.
We're sitting with our audience, communities, our discords, whatever it is, it allows us to elevate to the next level of our streams and then benefit. Oh, that's the beauty of self-care. And you can't be the best if you ain't got self-care. You can't do anything. I have a love blicky that I use on my stream. I will threaten you with self-care and wellness if I have to. Do not care.
You better.
Yeah, take care of yourself. You have to.
Yes.
And those three, we're able to be the best that we have because it touches every point of you. Yeah. From the controller to your headphones to the Sundays that you don't feel like streaming, you're winding down to decompress. And with each of those, have been able to say to our audience, we care about you in every step of the way.
Yes. You're more than just a pink controller to us, right? Though there's nothing wrong with pink controllers because they look amazing and a phenomenal choice. But we're more than that, right? Like that's when I hear when you name such a diverse selection of partners. Like sometimes when we think in the partner space, like, oh, of course you're going to work with just gaming partners within that. Logitech makes sense. Logitech works with a lot of gamers in this space. But the fact that you're also looking at like, how do we make sure that you're taking care of your skin, your health? How do we make sure that we're working with partners that are going to be national, that are reaching everyone, well, international, for Walmart and places like that? I think there's such a smart choice of thinking and seeing the gamers as more than just you're a gamer and that's it. So we're only going to talk to your gamer side. You see the gamer, like who we are, right, as more than just that. How would you actually, let's put it out there. How do you see the typical average gamer? Who are we? I'm kind of curious, like, as we look at this, like, you say, like, okay, let me introduce, as you go to these partners, who our audience is. Who are we? What kind of people are we? Especially people who might not know who the gamers are. How do they know if, like, could I be a gamer?
The ones that feel like they're not worthy to even touch the controller at times. The ones that feel as if, well, I like pink and purple. Do I belong? I do. The ones that are like, well, I only play games on my phone. That's fine. It's okay. Yeah. The ones that grew up watching anime and now feel like I can't talk about it anymore because I didn't watch certain ones. I watched the slice of life ones like Fruit Baskets. Yes. It's amazing. Like, The
Oh.
ones that feel as if just because they have hobbies outside of gaming, that they don't feel like they belong. That is our audience. The
Mm.
ones that feel undervalued, the ones that feel underappreciated, the ones that's been pushing themselves to even get affiliated.
Mm.
That's who I see. The women and femme identifying that could go from picking up the controller to putting up a makeup brush in 2 seconds. That's our audience. The ones who loves used to playing the fashion games on all of the
Yeah.
websites. And now you're playing Sims to 40 hours. That's you. I love it. Oh, and always, the ones that can hang with the best of them. And I just don't mean the boys. They get.
Mm.
I'm talking
Yes.
about the ones up here that can rank up on Apex, get to the highest level on Tekken, and still put together an outfit later. That's our audience. Those are who the game hers value and see every single time.
I love that. When you were showing that list, I imagined either myself or one of my friends in every single answer that you provided, because we've all been in that space where we want to feel validated. We want to feel like we belong, but these have been spaces that for whatever reason, whether it's others or ourselves, telling no, maybe I don't belong here, or we cut ourselves like I haven't watched enough anime because I didn't watch the original Dragon Ball Z's when they were on Toonami forever ago, right? Or whatever it is, or whatever barriers come up. I love that you see this as a place where we say, no, you belong, you're here, but it isn't just this narrow slice. Like look at all of these women, look at all these femme presenting individuals that are here, and you're one of us. You belong here too. I feel like those words were a nice hug. So thank you for that.
Very welcome.
Nia's absolutely right. You were meant for this.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
It was beautiful because, right, like at the end of the day, people go, do I need an organization like this? And I think we've found so many women and individuals in this space that go, I've needed this. This has made a difference. And not just like finding groups of individuals to play games with, but people to share life with, to have conversations with, to have friends with. It's a big difference. I am curious, right? Now that you're on the business dev side, has it changed much from when you were just a brand ambassador in how much effort and push that you do in trying to grow this particular community and the services you provide?
I just have to know bigger words and know numbers, but it's not really much of a difference. I still the same thing that I would say to anybody. Like when my family asks me, what do you do? Support and advocate. The same way I did it when I was an ambassador. I supported and advocated for the game hers. This time I just have to say it in more of a business side of, yes, we have 1 million in reach. Oh, we have this many on our app. And I still get to show that personal side when they ask, like, well, how long have you been here? Only 2 months. Really? I started off as an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
And that should show you that I was able to transition. This is somewhere you should be.
Yes. Yes. And I think that's such a great lead up that you came in first as an ambassador, because it gave you a really good understanding of how like the gamers works and that experience that you've created. Now, 2 months at the same time feels like it's not long, but also you've done a lot in 2 months. What has it been like to be like, all right, we are 8 weeks in, looking back, what has that been like as you've kind of crashed into this spot for the past summer?
Oh, it's been a highlight. Oh my goodness. It's the highlight of my summer. I've been to New Orleans, Vegas, and Texas because of
Ooh.
Amherst. And they told me when they brought me on, they was like, you're traveling, right? I was like, I'm traveling? Yeah, get me out of Atlanta. Get me out of Atlanta. And it was the best and most beautiful thing to ever happen to me because
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to be in this mission driven type of position because I kept telling everybody, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
opportunities aren't just for me, y'all. I want to be able to be behind the scenes so I can give y'all more to show you more and let you know, like, hey, this company is doing this. The Game Hers is gonna be doing this. Stay on your P's and Q's. Get your content up, so that way when these opportunities come and I send them out, boom. And this has been so amazing to be the highlight of my summer, to where I was able to travel, introduce myself, make new connections, be a more a part of the behind the scenes space, and capture and understand what these brands want. Not from just our company, but what for like future content creators. And I can pass these messages along to my friends. I posted weeks ago saying, like, hey, y'all, big brands are interested in your journeys. They're not small, they're big, and you matter. And I ain't never get a flood of so many messages like, I needed this. Thank you. And I'm like, yeah, y'all, like, I am just here to be your advocator. This has been the most amazing journey that I can ever be a part of, and I'm so happy. And so flights was a little tricky after what we experienced after the global outage, but it was so wonderful to be in different spaces that I'm not familiar with and just talk about the Game Hers constantly, and have people realize and see us that no, we are not an esports organization. We are not game developers. We are the lifestyle social media platform for women and femme identifying. Please, I'm fighting for my life.
Are people asking, so when does your game come out? We're like, we're not doing a game.
I swear, if I say this one more time, like, you're gonna fight me. And so I've been able to. Like, felt like rush hour, like 40 seconds. I was like,
I'm tired of this. No, that's fair. That's fair.
So no, they have been able to put me in different spaces and step me more out of my comfort zone of just seeing one side of the gaming world. There's I like to tell people, this is not just gaming, it's the entertainment industry, and this is a new wave. And so the biggest advice for anybody watching right now, do not just think of yourself as a content creator. You have so many niches. You have so many things to offer.
Yes.
Entertainment is a wide range. It might just be gaming right now, but trust and believe you got more to offer. And so that's what I've really been able to take with these last 2 months of me working and traveling. I am more than just one thing. I'm a multitude, and I'm super happy that I got to flex all of those muscles at different times.
I love that. You are a multitude. While that might also sound like you're possessed by a million demons, I think it's also a really cool statement.
Definitely shout out to Inuyasha. Oh my gosh, like,
yes.
That boy had everybody in there. I was like, this is crazy. He had everybody.
New inspiration alongside Elle Woods. This is the perfect combo we're looking for.
Like, right there.
Yes. But you do so many things. You are more than just one. Even when we introduce you, right? Like, you're not just like, oh, you do content creation. Oh, you're just biz dev, right? You are a whole person with many different skills and talents. I want to say, like, people are looking at you and go, I want to follow Britt's footsteps. What kind of skills should they be developing? How do they get to your level and be like, one day I want to get into that spot. I want to follow and do what she's doing.
Networking.
Break that down for us. Break that down. Because some people think what networking is like, what can you do for me? And that's it.
No. Oh my goodness. Never think that way. Never take that thing. What can they do for me? You're never going to make it. I'm sorry. I'm finna do y'all how they do on Survival. The island is voted. You're going like, drive is spoken. You're out. What did they say on Total Drama? This is the last marshmallow. Go to the dock of shame. You are making it, boo. So, but
you did not hold back, and thank you for that. Everyone take notes, okay?
Oh yeah, take notes. Whew. So I've definitely been told, you had the cheat code. I was like, no. So I've always been a people's person. I just make random conversation with anybody. I will say your shoes are nice, because I'm low-key a sneakerhead. I would say I love shirts. I love necklaces. I like people's earrings. I just like people in general. And so I'm very easy going to just talk to. And I just feel like as if I can make conversation, why not? And that's what is the most scariest part about being in the gaming space is that a lot of people are scared to talk to each other because of what a story or two. I mean, hey, we seen Twitter this summer. We seen Twitter this night. It's like,
Yeah.
Anywho, not too much on that. But there's beauty in finding new connections and new friends. To get to where I am and have the opportunities is that you got to be willing to just open your mouth. Closed mouth don't get fed, like my grandma said. And that is a Southern tradition, people. Y'all had to realize that it's scary to put yourself out here. But
yes,
why is it scary to push yourself to what you want? Don't you want to grow as a person? You want more people to see you. Don't be afraid to push yourself to new things. That's the only way you're going to grow. It's the only way you get better. I mean, I take it from every single anime, Marvel movie, they all had to go through a growing pain. Streaming, gaming, content creation is a growing pain when you're going to grow as a creator, period.
Yes.
And so be open to new developments. If you're interested in a particular streamer and want to collaborate with them, do not, for any circumstances, go on their stream talking about, oh, hey, I'm a fellow streamer. You're getting blocked immediately. Like, do not go up to somebody at a convention and be like, I like your cosplay. What's your Twitch name? No. What's wrong with you? Didn't your mama raise you? No. Manners, people. And most of all, don't expect something to get something out of the end of the day. You met somebody great at the end of the day. That's what matters. Because so many of us in this space think it's cool to be close to the bigger streamers, the bigger content creators, the bigger people, when it's about your peers. You got to know your peers. Network with them. Be a part of their communities. Crack a joke in their stream. Ask how they're doing. I promise you they will remember that.
Yes.
So many of I have gotten just opportunities because somebody was like, Britt, you were nice to me. I was just making sure you was alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you eat today?
I was just sending you a funny meme that I saw on Instagram. You know, like that's it. Yeah.
Did you eat today? Did you make sure to take care of yourself? And that's where it comes down to, because we're all people. Somebody wants to feel as if they have somebody in their corner as a friend, or just as a person they met and felt like they didn't have to be one of themselves that day. When they step out of the shoes of content creation, when they go into their discourse, I promise you they just don't want to do anything but focus on the new anime we're all watching as a team, a movie. So please, y'all, network with your peers. I know it's scary because of this horror stories. I've been through some, but that doesn't stop me from knowing new people. You met people in elementary school, right? But they're not the same from the ones you met in middle school, high school, college, work. You tend to meet cool people if you open up yourself to new people, because it's like, oh, you're not as bad as I thought. And if you're able to see that, you'll grow to tremendous heights. And that's how I've gotten to where I am. I don't hold myself back from the things I've experienced, because if I did, I wouldn't be where I am now. So all in all, don't expect to get something at the end of the day. Just know that you made a great connection, because it's going to be your peers to advocate for you later. Yes, your community is great. I'm never saying that. Network with your own community. Get to know the people that are coming to your streams, your YouTube, interact, engage. Also, when you go to these new streams, new conventions, events, whatever it is, get to know your peers. And you just know them and have fun getting to know them, not who they are as a streamer, not as a content creator, not as a gamer, but of their own interests. And I promise you, they'll remember that conversation more than you just simply asking, hey, can we game sometime? Everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Difference.
I think that's such a smart take, both on like, look at your peers, right? The idea is who can you grow alongside? That's the important thing. Like when you look at only the big streamers, and especially if you're not like a big streamer, like they're dealing with different issues or different topics or different things. They don't have, right, the same business goals of where you are and what you're growing. So find people that you can grow inside. And I love the idea of like, because people are like, what are we supposed to talk about? Anything. Recognize that they're human. I think you're so smart when you're saying like, let's talk about the anime that we both love. Let's talk about, right, the books that we're reading, the TV shows that we have, who we think is the best Batman, or that we think none of the Batmans are good. It's fine. Yes. Or if we've got strong opinions of whether pineapple should be on pizza, which it should, obviously, right? Like
Exactly, but these are the memories that will make the conversation memorable.
Yes.
That's what you think.
Yes. Yes. Because you're not doing it as a checklist of here's how I need to get this next thing done for my stream to help myself grow. It's saying, I want to get to know you as a person. I want to see if we can get along. And that then when you find people that you get along with, that you enjoy being, then that says, these are the people that I want to work with. These are the people that I want to create stuff with. These are the people that I want to give opportunities to. And that makes a world of difference. Especially, especially in a space where I think who you are connected to and how you vouch and tie for people is very important. This is a personable space, to say the least. Friendships matter, it very much so. You've been to now a lot of events. You are now a flying heiress as you go from Las Vegas, going around here and there. But the key thing is when you go to these spaces, you're learning, like, and you're connecting with people. You're knowing who they are. You're reaching out. How do you make the most of these events? Because they're a whirlwind. There's always a million things going on. How do you make sure that you get time to actually have those real conversations? What's the trick? Let me just craft some time and make some minutes.
Yeah. You gotta craft it. You gotta make sure you gotta contact people like a week ahead of time if you know they're going, especially. You have to create around their schedules and around your own schedule, because if you don't, you will end up wanting to have a conversation with somebody at 1 o'clock. You'll be like, where are they? And they was like, I have a 2 o'clock. And that's where it comes from. And so schedule. Your calendar is your best friend. Please put everything in your calendar. Be mindful and have grace with people, because trust me, people do want to talk to you. But you have to find the ways to be able to get past the panels, the mixer, the breakfast, and then that. Be mindful of people at 3 to 5 o'clock, and after that, everyone's brain is fried. And soon I want to go back to my hotel room. And don't get me wrong. And what I've always found too is that some people think they take it as like, dang, they didn't want to talk to me. No, people are tired. Give people grace. Yeah. I'm sure if they were still willing to make time with you, use the most of it and just ask them questions and be straightforward. It's not necessary to have a lot of fluff when you want to make a connection with somebody, and be able to say, hey, how you doing? What brings you here? What were you interested in doing and learning? Do you have any fun hobbies outside of this? Like, make the conversation worth having. So that way, when they do remember your picture or see a post about you later, they're like, hey, I had a nice conversation with them. And that's all. And that's the same thing I go for when it comes to collaborations in the streaming space. Yes, everyone say, I'm totally down the game. When are we doing it? What time are we doing it? What day? What hour? What is the time? What's the time zone? Yeah. Okay. What's the time zone? Because if it's PTS to Eastern, I'm going to sleep. Right?
You're out of luck. I'm sorry, you West Coasters. California, you don't exist to us.
No. Ooh, if it's no. So I was like, if it's Texas, Florida, New York, Chicago, maybe. I'm like, okay. But if it starts to hit in California, I'm like,
they're not real.
They're not. You got to
They're
catch
not
me
real.
on a Saturday. Once you say,
Yeah.
"Can we stream Friday?" You have to catch me Saturday,
Yeah.
4:00.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. It's too far. Western Canadians too. You guys don't exist. You're imaginary. You live in a time zone that's not real. Sorry. Right?
And y'all, like, how dare y'all be in a whole different time zone? Like, beyond a different time zone. It's kind of crazy to me. And we need to pack this up. We need to get this together because who thought this was a great idea?
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to connect. And that's kind of the challenge and why you want to make sure that foundation, that relationship's on something legitimate. Like if I'm going to hang out with my Canadian friends that are out west or my California friends, like it's going to have to be worth the effort. If I'm going to stay up, I don't stay up for everyone, especially past midnight. I am Cinderella, except it's not turning back to a regular dress. Like I'm just the pumpkin. I just turn into.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes. I'm out.
Going right back to the pumpkin.
So you're right. Like it's got to be clear. You got to have that foundation in order to make it worth it. I think that's such a smart take at the end of the day. All right, well, before we take our break, I want us just like the quick answers here, right? What are the do's and do nots that you say like, hey, when it comes to networking, because you've kind of given us some general ideas like, hey, make sure you have manners, but like, what are some absolutes like, do this, do not do this when it comes to networking?
Do your research on people. Please do not contact somebody and you don't know where they work at or what they've done in the last 3 months. Look at all posts that people do. If you take a general interest in what they've done and refer back to what they do, they'll remember you more. Do not ask somebody, okay, when can we get a partnership going? You done lost your mind. Okay, now, do not go there and you have done zero interest of eye contact. Like, don't go off here. I get that a lot of people can't do a lot of eye contact. I can't do a lot of eye contact at times. It's okay. But don't just do this or please don't be mindful of your phone usage. Not be there in the middle of a conversation and you're like, yeah, I can hear you. So what else are you doing? No. Do remember to introduce yourself how you like to be introduced. So that way no one messes you up. Do make them remember your name. Your name is your brand. Your name is your brand. Have people address you how you like to. Do not go there and be in someone's personal space. Pick an area with a table. A table is great. Also, I have noticed, do not give people hugs. Like, if you don't really know them, don't hug people. Like, unless they're like, we can hug, do not open with a head. No, like, oh God, don't do that. And most of all, do remember that you're a human being and you're allowed to make mistakes in the conversation. It's okay to jump in words. It's okay to try to remember a question. It's okay if you can't remember everything, and it's okay to take notes. The phone is a little weird if you're trying to do something at that moment, but if you're taking notes, it's all okay because people are just trying to remember stuff. So you're welcome to do that. Those are my do's and don'ts. And also, this is a PS. Hygiene. Cons. Speaking to, if you're connecting at a con.
The sigh. The sigh, Britt, you're killing me.
If you're connecting at a con. Lord, please
shower, bring deodorant. I always bring I have a little travel size deodorant to bring along with me. Bringing gum is also really nice.
Bring gum.
Great thing to share with people too. Easy to offer, nice, friendly.
Please. I don't mind your cosplay, but when your cosplay starts smelling right, no. Yeah, those are my do's and don'ts of networking.
those are beautiful. No, I think it's absolutely solid. Every single thing. I can not only back up everything you said, but the energy in which you supported, because we've been there, whether we've done those, the do's and don'ts ourselves, where you go, oh, I should do more of that, or I should not have done that. I've learned my lesson. Or even other things of like, it's happened to me. Or when you felt like someone was rude to you or hugged you when you're like, I didn't want to hug, or, oh no, I forgot to bring my deodorant stick. I smell very, very bad. I need to go home, right? Or I'm struggling to remember everything, but giving yourself grace. I think all of those are such important things. And I'm just going to harp on the name thing really quick too, because that's hard in the gaming space, especially because many of us do go by two names. We often go by our professional name, right? So like I might be Beck Godsey, but in the gaming space, I go by CausticPhoenix. And when people give me two or sometimes three names, I can't remember. Just tell me the one you want me to call you by. It's hard to remember. If I were introduced, hey, I'm Rebecca, I go by Beck, but you can call me CausticPhoenix. You don't need the multiple choice. This isn't supposed to be a quiz later.
No, I do not know why people be like, all right, so you can call me by my Hotmail name, Instagram, Twitter, if you're feeling fancy. You're not Deadpool. You do not need four different. This is not a comic book. I'm not finna address you by your alias and then what your hero name is. No, no.
Hero name.
You are not Nick Fury. You don't have a multitude of. You're one person.
One.
Okay, and you're gonna stay this way today. All right, like you're gonna tell me how to address you, but I'm not gonna remember four names. We're not, because that's just like me saying you can call me Bree, Britt, Bubble Bit. No, just no. You can call me Britt. Okay, most people just call me Bubble or Britt. And I'll be like, hey, cool. All good with me.
Yes.
Like, this is super bad. I am not McLovin. God, no.
I am impressed with your references. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Now, these are great takeaways. And with DreamHack Atlanta coming up on the horizon, good friends, take note. Even Cookie Mon Steve, you make a good reminder, like even Tide Instant Spot Remover is a great thing to have at a con to share with yourself or others, right? It's really nice. Think of ways in which you can prepare and create the best situation for yourself and others. Britt, this is so good of a conversation. We're going to give you a little 5-minute breather, grab some water, because we want to keep soaking in all of these insights and all of this goodness at who you are. So please don't go anywhere. Good friends, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Just you. The rest
It
of
happens
this,
this way.
yeah, this whole other half is just you. I'm not here. It's easier enough. Good friends, we are back in the second half of our Pink Pixels. It is so wonderful to have you all here again. We have been talking to Bubble Brett B, having a great conversation on the biz dev side, networking conversations and do's and don'ts as you get ready to go to your next con or event or conference or wherever you're off to. Now we're going to switch sides. Britt, I want to know more about who you are. Obviously, you're a gamer, but on top of that, what else do you love to do? What do you love to take in? What is your free time like?
I have an obsession with Barbie. It's like,
No,
you know,
a little?
I love Barbie a lot. Like
Yes.
she is my, she's a part of my world
You're here.
and everything that I do. I mean, it's a lot of things that are Barbie in my room. Like there's President Barbie, which is my Twitter name.
Yes.
I love Barbie. I love pink. I'm a Bratz girl too. I'm saying I'm from all
Okay.
the girls. With the
Not an
pinks.
either or. We're all supporting.
Yes, never. We never choose between the two. It's both.
Cool.
I love to watch anime. My favorite anime of all time. It's always a pig. The anime that got me into anime was Inuyasha, but my
Good
favorite
choice.
anime of all time is Fairy Tail. I even have.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I was like, I'm trying to remember. It was a hot second.
Yeah, you had it. You had it like happy or not. I love another side to me. I am a fashion girly. Like I love to make fashion. I love doing fashion. Like I love clothes, period. And so that was definitely my mission during DreamCon. I got a lot of compliments on the outfits that I wore. I was like, my goal was to be a Bratz, Barbie, and a princess throughout the whole weekend, and I achieved that. I was what else? I love reading comic books. I don't have my collection in my gaming room, but they're in my house. I love comic books. From the many Funko Pops that I own if I move.
I'm loving this show and tell. This is fantastic.
Like I love, oh yeah, I'm a Marvel girly all day. And so when I'm like not gaming, most of the time it's probably I'm looking at my Iron Man heart and wondering how can I be better in life and wondering what Stan Lee would say to me. Or, you know, there's also a Captain America shield in here as well. But outside of that, I love just indulging myself in my hobbies, from reading comic books to reading manga to collecting Funko Pops to collecting Barbie dolls. Or simply enjoying some of my favorite TV shows. I love The Office, Superstore. I am a classic. I love Jane the Virgin, Supernatural, and I switch it up. Like how I'm a variety streamer, I switch it up my shows, and most of the time it's either funny or like paranormal, because I love Supernatural a lot. Like if it's adventure involving ghosts or aliens, I'm here for it. And a small side, I love music, but I stick to my own preference of my music, and it's mostly like the 90s. And the two but the top two for me, well, three I would say, is Selena on my t-shirt. I love Selena. I love Aaliyah, and then Mariah Carey as well. Those are the top for me. And
Mariah Carey is a Barbie doll in my opinion.
Literally, I have a Christmas Barbie doll above me. Like, when I feel like I want to be a diva, I look up at her and say, should I? And she answers yes. Every time. And I don't go back. You don't argue with Mariah Carey.
That's true. You can't.
Never. Once she starts on Thaw in November, it's a wrap. Okay? You listen. But that's me outside of gaming, is that I am just a Barbie Bratz living in my own world. Maybe sometimes Polly Pocket as well if I just feel like being inside of a huddle of my blanket.
Yes.
But that's me.
I love that. I love that you love so many things. I think you just, it sounds like you have such an open mind and want to take in good stories, good art, no matter where it is, what medium. You do not care about like those limitations where some people might like tunnel vision themselves, be like, I can only like this one thing. You have such an appreciation for so much. I have to imagine that just allows you to feel so enamored with life, that you look around and you see so much that you love. I got the feeling from that too in the first half as well. Like, even though there's like, yeah, there's some bad situations, or yeah, Twitter's not always the best place to be, you have a means of somehow always finding treasures no matter where you are. Does that seem like that's a right description for you?
Oh, I'm a glass full, flailing over type of person. I never look at it as like
overflow. Not even half. It's full.
It's overflowing because the way I get through all of it, is the noise is that it's not my life. It's the realest thing I can tell anybody. Don't absorb what you don't want to take in. Okay, you're on Twitter and you're scrolling for a couple of minutes. Hey, I never shame nobody if you just was supposed to do a task and you scrolling. But don't take in everything that you see. Like, especially where the world is now with so many things. But you don't have to voice your opinion. Not to say you'll say a wrong and a right thing. I'm saying pick you for that day. If you scroll past and you see that puppy and that puppy is doing something cute, like it and go. If you're enjoying just reposting your friend's stuff that day, cool. If you feel as if you gotta just turn off your phone and walk away, okay. Decompress your own brain. Don't take in I literally say when I see something bad, I'm not taking in that energy. It's not for
Mm-hmm.
because you're just gonna wound yourself up into something like it's one thing to like have your friends like when I don't know, like some people be on Discord and like they'll go through each other's Twitters and we might talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
But you have your friends to bounce off of. But when you're by yourself and you're supposed to be looking up at that one episode that you was been supposed to watch 4 weeks ago, but now you're on your phone and you're scrolling for 20 minutes, missed the whole episode. Now you got to rewind it back.
Yeah.
Feel bad when you don't take in
Mm-hmm.
every single thing that pops up on your timeline. And that's how I get through my day. I just remember the day got to end. And that's what Glorilla said. The day has to end. And that's what I remember the most.
Give yourself breaks. Yeah.
Yes, give yourself a mental health break, please. That's what I do. I like to go outside. I live next to a very nice plaza near me where I get to go to a Barnes and Nobles and chill out.
Ooh.
There is like if there's my favorite cinnamon roll place, cupcake place, and they have built so
Havens.
many. Yes, Havens. I have an anime store near me, or if I can't even make it out of outside, I'll turn off everything in here and I'm just going to watch my favorite show. I don't care how many times I've seen it. Jane the Virgin, Ugly Betty,
One
the
more
Superstore
time.
of the Office,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be watched and they're going to be played around in here. Okay. And so it's about taking in what you feel like you can have within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where a lot of people don't remember to do for themselves. You'll get overstimulated quickly.
Yeah.
And your peace will be disrupted and your mood will change when you woke up and said you were going to have a good day. You can change that. Yes. You can have a great day. Make it great for yourself.
That seems like such a good reminder to protect your peace, right? Because you're right. It's so easy to be overstimulated on every platform, anywhere we go, right? It's not even like I could lose my phone for a day. And if I were just to go outside, all the billboards, all the signs yelling at you, trying to get you to buy things or do things or go here, it is a very overwhelming, a very loud world we live in. I think that's such a smart reminder of you find what you need and you be happy with that. It is okay if this is what you're doing today. It is okay if this is what you want to do. And taking ownership of that is what gives you peace from it. What a smart take. Have you always been this wise, or has it taken a while for you to learn that lesson for yourself?
Oh, I would definitely say it's taken a while. Also, hi Gamera, hi BMO, hi y'all. It's really started with the pandemic. I started to become more of an adult from going back and forth between school and internship and realizing that the world is going to keep spinning regardless of what's going on. Like we were shut down for months. Couldn't do anything. But it was a very good way of understanding that you make the most of each of these days. You could literally be doing the same thing every day, day in and day out, but it doesn't have to feel that way. And so how I made those moments memorable to me is that I would spend time with my godmommy, talking to her. I just be in her room for a couple hours. I'll go spend time with my little sister. I'll go spend time with my mom. I'll spend time with my brothers. I'll spend time with my friends. And I would give myself different opportunities to do different things because the world was loud during that time. It was very loud. And so I was like, you know what? Today is the day I'm going to finally watch Love is Blind. And I sat there for hours. And I was like, Lauren and Cameron, yes. Who else mattered? Okay. And then I was like, today I'm going to finally watch The Office. And I was 4 seasons in, came out my room. I was like, sunlight.
Where am I? What year is it?
I finally I replayed The Last of Us, Batman. I was doing what I haven't done in a long time because I was focused on school and work. Trying to make sure that my future is secure when the reality is that it is. I just have to get through the day. Like whatever dreams and goals I want, they're gonna happen. Just get through the day. It's okay if you take a break. It's okay if you shut your brain off. I promise you it's gonna be the same way tomorrow for you to do something different Whether it's focusing on your goal, focusing on yourself. Both of them matter. Just what's going to take notice of you for the moment.
I think that is such a healthy approach, especially when we seem to find ourselves in a space that encourages overwork, right? Like, oh, if you want to make it in this industry, you need to make sure that you're doing X amount. You're not going to sleep, right? It is about sacrificing yourself, your health, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, to make it happen. And I think this is such a smart approach. And even for those not in the industry, it's such a good reminder of like, there's so much of what you can do in a day, and that the day is going to end and you're still going to have tomorrow. Like, let days end. Let your day end is so hard though. Like, we want to keep trying to fit so much in. Have you ever wished that you had like the little Hermione time turner? But like, if I could just have an hour to sleep and then I could do 5 more things on top of it.
I wanted the time stone so bad from the gauntlet. I wanted the.
I should have gone with that reference for you. I'm sorry. Dang it.
Yes.
Dang it.
So you knew where I was going. I was like, if Dr. Strange don't give me this necklace right now, just be like, please, I'm doing the handshake. Even. Yes. Where's the necklace? Like, if I don't. If Iron Man don't build me that machine right now, I swear I'm gonna crash out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
right.
Gosh.
I guess. I mean, what do you have to say to like a culture that, or like, because you'll see some even hiring managers of like, yeah, we're paying you a 30-hour salary, but we need you to work 60 hours, right? What do you say to people who keep trying to push this work harder, work for free kind of mentality?
That's above my pay grade, okay? And how dare you? Like Kelly Kapoor's, how dare you?
Like, I came to that conclusion that my hard work will pay off for what I put out, because I know I did a great job. And I used to, being in this space, I used to think, man, why I ain't put out like 7 videos yet? Why haven't I done this? First of all, for everybody, I'm speaking directly to my content creators and streamers.
Yes.
We've all seen 17 different people make the same video about the same video game. All of us has played The Last of Us, Wolf Among Us, Telltale Games, Dead by Daylight. And you haven't played this all. Why do you feel like you're the last to do it? Why do you feel like you're going to be somebody that won't see it? Keep making those videos, because at the end of the day, when it comes to content creation and especially gaming, your audience wants to see your reaction. That's why they come back. Yes, you're a great gamer, but it's who you are towards your audience that pulls them back. There you go. To people who are not in this industry but working hard too for them promotions, do what you're supposed to. Do not let people think, oh, you're supposed to do 17. But my pay grade. So, but if you wanted me to do more, pay more, okay? Because you matter. You've gotten this far because of your hard work and dedication. And what I have said to myself, and through every single tough time for where I wanted to make a leap for myself in a new career or a new pathway, if it's harder than it needs to be, is it for me? Make a pivot. Don't think that you have to give up on your dream because it looks a little different. Pivot so it fits you. Don't fit into something else that doesn't matter towards you, or feel like you're about to lose your way in it. Don't overwork yourself. Your next video may be that video that makes you viral. What's going to make you sustainable? That's the question. Please ask yourself that.
Now you're talking a very different game at this point.
Like, that's why I tell people, I was like, I may have only been streaming for 8 months, but I've been a part of this. I've been a part of a space of dedication and hard work for a long time. Because of the different ways I had to grow myself as a person, from adult to the programs that I did as an adult, from school to internships to every single thing that touched for me to go forward. Do not think that if you don't finish something by a certain time, it's all over. No, it's not. No, because who's to say that's going to make or break you? Right. You can just make you, but it might break you in the long run because you worked so hard But what also out like what really messes us all up is the perception we have for the videos, the work we put out, whether you're a creator, non-creator, your perception. You think that at the end of it all, that magic moment is gonna happen. Oh, and then when it does become the reality, it's not to your liking. Now you feel like you failed, but you put in so much hard work and dedication into it. How do you feel like you failed? Don't feel like that because it's not what you want. I post videos all the time. Okay, yeah, doesn't do great. Some do great, some do little. Hey, you still did it, right? Take everything that you do with a grain of salt because you will make or break your own self. Don't think about the industry. Don't think about that promotion. It will all come in due time. But are you going to be okay for what the reality is going to look like? Right. And that's most of all, you got to pivot that whole thing to fit yourself into it. Because if it doesn't feel right to you, you're not going to feel like you achieved anything.
Ouch. Ouch. That's a hard statement, especially in a place where we might be creating things that are so public, where we seek validation, where the truth of it is the hardest validation is coming from ourselves. We are not kind to ourselves. Not often enough. Never often enough. You're spitting a lot of truth. It is hard to hear because that changes the way and why we do certain things. It hurts our ability to continue to lie to ourselves, right? Like, well, if I just keep doing this, right? Like you're helping us to really see a lot of truth in the reality of what are we working towards? How do I be true to myself? Because there's that challenge of like, yeah, this should be difficult, but how difficult? Am I chipping away at who I am to go for this goal, this dream that I don't really know what it looks like or what it's going to feel like at the end of the day? I think that's such a smart approach to be in, like, start listening to yourself, I think is the ultimate statement that kind of comes from that. When I'm hearing you describe that process, like stop looking for the validation of others, focus on what you're doing and those actions, not necessarily the validation that comes from others or what those end results are. Focus on those things that's what matters at the end of the day. And I think that shows even in your own success that you've experienced so far, of how you can still, like, how you feel comfortable with your growth, how you can keep at it, because this is an industry that's also really easy at burnout. It doesn't matter if it's 2 months, 8 months, 20 years, right? Burnout happens immediately and lasts for a long time.
Oh, yes. So much. I've recently been telling everybody, it's like, I don't know where content creation is going to take me. I just know I have niches. I like to host. I like to talk. I like people. I like making videos. I like ranting. But that doesn't mean y'all gonna get a video from me every day. Heck, I might not post for a month. Who's to say I do what I want? I'm gonna feel as I want and I'm gonna go as I want. And that's what matters. I know a lot of us in this space is like, but I want to reach this and go here. Okay. You're gonna burn yourself out. Like I recently talked to a friend. He did it to himself. I was like, when's the last time you slept?
Oh.
Maybe 5 hours at most. I was like, 5?
That's not enough.
Bro, like you're finna pass out. Like, yeah, I got sick too.
I wonder why.
I'm gonna make it. Okay, so
this is not a hard math equation here.
No, please don't. Aww. And that's why I was like, I got on him too. I was like, dude, take care of yourself. I get on everybody in my community. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Please. I don't what I take most is it comes from the Barbie movie. My girl Barbara, she went through a whole metamorphosis. Like,
on a first name formal basis with Barbie.
That's
my girl Barbara.
Right, girl Barbara, okay, not Barbara. That's Barbara, okay. She went through an entire metamorphosis to where she realized she doesn't want to be a part of what makes it. She wants to be a part of what people make it. And that's how I take content creation. As long as I post that video, I'm a part of it. I give back to my community, I'm doing it. I get a brand deal here and there. I'm amazing. But I don't want to be just another creator that's just out here. I want to be able to give as much as I can to those that see me or hear me. I want to be able to be more than what's an average person thinks of a creator. No, not at all. And so that's why I'm very hard on my community and my friends is that I'm post the content. If you like, post it. Don't be afraid. Like I have friends that be like, yeah, I have like 4 videos recorded. Why they not out? what you holding?
They're like hoarding them like a dragon's hoard. Like this is my treasure, just for me.
This is my precious. All right. First of all, like this ain't the Hobbit. Like
fair. We can't be Smeagol's in this space.
Please God, no. I'm like, I need y'all to start being like my boy Dobby and really stepping on people. Like, I know a lot of people wasn't seeing Dobby was him.
You have to explain this.
Evil. And he was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. He was a little scared, but Dobby stood up for what he believed and stand up for yourself. Okay? Stop thinking that you are supposed to be this perfected idea. When nothing start off great. Like what I live by the most, besides Barbie, Stan Lee Spider-Man idea was not made past his writer, not made past his director quickly. That man was like, yeah, this is stupid. And he was like, well, dang.
Ouch.
How you just gonna say that to me? Like I gave you other
I have feelings. I'm a human. I made something I liked.
But he stood in his idea of Spider-Man, and Peter Parker is now synonymous with so many of us. And I say all of that pretty words to say to every single person, this life is what you make it. If you want to be up there with the big streamers, gotta put in that work. But don't overwork yourself or feel like you're not valued when that number is not what you think it is. You're still a great person, still a wonderful creator. And to my non-creators, you're still a great employee, employer, or a founder, or an entrepreneur. You still have it. Make sure it looks like what you want it to be and feels right to you.
Well, what's right to you, right? So you're a content creator, right? You've been building a community. You're a variety content creator. So you haven't tied yourself to a particular game at the end of the day. How do you create a brand? How do you create a community that is unifying if you're also a variety, right? So we see other people like how they challenge and then they create themselves, but what do you do for your community? What is Brit's community?
We're just a vibe.
What vibe? Which vibe? Which vibe?
We are guild members prepared to start on a journey of being yourself. I love all things peak positive and mental health. When you come into my community, my brand isn't about who's the best and who is the loudest. Are you okay? Did you feel good today? Sit back, enjoy yourself, and just let go of everything that's happened. My brand is to spread a small bit of pink positivity to everybody that comes my way. If you leave with a smile, I did my job. And I think most of all, if you do come into my streams, I play story-based games. It's because I would love to immerse myself into a story. So that way it takes you away from everything that you're feeling. Don't negate what's happening. Give yourself a break to be something different for the moment.
Yeah.
And that is my brand, allowing you to be your most 100% authentic self and your most wrapped up burrito blanket.
I love that. I could use a burrito blanket right now that's slightly toasted. That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. But I think that's such a nice check-in. Now that's hard to do on a very public level, to do that and talk about mental health in particular. Why do you choose to have this challenge and kind of champion that kind of discussion in your space?
Always saved me. 2 years ago, I experienced a mental breakdown. I was going through school, work, and I was moving. And I moved so fast into my reality that I didn't pay attention to my present. things were falling to the wayside. I wasn't checking in on people as I usually do.
Hmm.
And I wasn't sleeping. And I realized, I was like, yeah, there's something wrong with you. And especially for the fact that I kind of had an Issa Rae moment when she talks to herself in the mirror, and I felt like that was happening. I was like, yeah, this is that time where this you might want to ask for help.
I
And
might not be okay in this moment, which is important and good to say to yourself. Like if you're not,
oh,
have that real conversation.
oh, very much. And that's what
Wow.
I do with myself. We're quick to lie to ourselves and be like, I'm fine. You haven't
Yeah.
eaten in 4 days. Like that's you haven't slept more than 5
Like
hours.
time out here. Hold on. Hold on.
There we
We're
go.
back. We're back. Sorry. OBS did crash. We were doing so well. And then, of course, it did. No, please don't stop your momentum. We're picking right up where you left off, right?
Yeah.
We're checking in with ourselves. We're having honest conversations. We're realizing, oh, hey, not enough sleep. Hey, I'm not eating. I'm not checking in with my friends, my family the way that I should in this space.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I realized that, and the media I grew up, and I'm very happy to say that I
Mhm.
saw shows and movies that are starting to say like, hey, you can go to therapy. You know that, right? It's nothing wrong with it. Be open to talking. And so I'm a talker. Why as well have somebody to talk to and be able to get resources for what I was experiencing.
Yeah.
And it was the most beautiful thing I could have ever done to myself is that I have been in therapy for 2 years now.
Mm.
And most people be like, oh my God, you started therapy? That is a horrible thing to go for. Like, don't clench your pearls. Like, what are you
Oh
done?
no, you
Nah,
sought help
it's
and
like, what's
support to
wrong
make
with
sure that you take care of yourself. How dare you?
like what's wrong with you? Nothing. If you don't want me to go on a rampage within a 50-mile radius like the Hulk, I think you would rather me talk to
This is
somebody,
safe.
right?
This is safe. But it's also like
And
no one scolds you if you go to the doctor, even though you're not sick. It's called I mean, you go and you check in on yourself. You make sure that everything's okay. You do monitor your situation, especially if you're healing from a situation.
right. I got through a breakup and then school and work and
Yeah.
everything was else on me. I wasn't taking care of myself. And so I knew I needed to reach out for help. And I'm very grateful I did. And so that's the reason I do it so much on my stream is that I am not a
Mm.
medical professional. I tell that too.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be a middleman to give you resources. Like one of my commands is Meg because she created a website called Bad Chicks Have Bad Days Too.
Oh.
And if you need a resource, whether you just want to talk to a therapist, find one in your local city, virtually, schedule an appointment just to see if you can get a consultation, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
all of that can be found on her website.
Ooh.
And I champion those conversations is because your community is a part of you.
Mm.
Why not check in on them? Yeah, they tuned in to see me do something zany and fun. We're playing a game together. Cool.
Yeah.
But somebody could be needing that just like that quick ear to be like, hey, I hear you, I see you. Here's something you can use. Here's a resource. I also do Wellness Wednesdays where we just talk about a slew of conversations. Like anything I might have just experienced, I talk about it in my community. Like recently, everybody was going through con depression because from MomoCon
It's
to
real.
DreamCon to like Anime NYC, everybody was like, why can't I see my friends? And I was like, oh, come on, let's check in on everybody.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
huddle. And that's why I do it because you're able to share yourself.
Mm.
Like it's very easy to share yourself on the internet because you're not seeing it in person and nobody might not remember this later. But you done type it into a chat where somebody else might be feeling the same thing. And now you've been able to find a friend, a confidant, or an ear just to hear you. And that's all of us. That's what we want the most, somebody to hear me. And that's why I do it. So that way my community can come away and be like, Britt heard me. Or one of her mods in her chat. Or a regular did. And now I can feel more coming back. Like one thing I'm really excited to do again closer to September is that I had my therapist on stream and I was like, I asked her questions, just general.
Wow.
And then yeah, my community was able to ask her questions. So that way it doesn't just feel as if they only have me to talk to. They had a valuable resource to let out, something they couldn't be able to speak to their friends or even their family. They were able to just have a conversation with her so that way they know, like, I'm not alone in this and I'm not crazy to feel what I'm feeling. Nah.
I love this.
Really.
I think you're breaking so many barriers and helping this to be a very real conversation, right? Like even as you said, like when you noticed in different media and the TV shows that you watch, like therapy was being brought up more, or wasn't strange that your favorite main character went to a therapist session, right? And it actually helped them. The dialogue around that was changing. And now you're also providing that same kind of example, but instead of a fictional story, they see you as a real person, someone that they know, someone that they trust, someone that they know is relatable and how they're engaging, and to say, hey, if Britt feels comfortable going to a therapist, this may also be an option that I consider. And what a great idea to bring your therapist on stream. I don't know if mine would be comfortable with that, but right, but like, because sometimes like we see therapists as like, especially if they're coming from a space where there might be a bad rep, or they come from stereotypes, they're like, oh, I'm not talking to therapists, because they see them as just like cold face, clipboard holding, hiding behind their notes sort of individual, to say, no, these are individuals, they're educated, they are here to be guides, to help you understand what you're going through and to help guide you through it in a healthy and appropriate way for your benefit, right? Like it destigmatizes and normalizes that issue at the same time of saying, oh, this isn't this strange thing, and we're now used to this. We have the idea that this isn't just for people who we might identify as being so much stranger or different from ourselves, which is already harmful and hurtful to people on many levels to separate that way, but more so that it also hurts our own ability to get help that we might really need at the end of the day. Wow. What was it like to bring your therapist on stream?
She's you know, the fun part is she's a lot like me. She wasn't afraid to have a conversation.
Yeah.
She's tough and she doesn't play. So
I can't imagine anyone else. I was like, here we go. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, so she was very fun. She's always just willing to always do it, and she was just so happy to spread the message, because I've told her many of things in this community, and she's into it, but like it's because of me. She knows it, but to see it in live, she was like, I see why you do what you do, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And so she was just so amazing, and the community responded to her so well. There were so many questions about, how do I take care of myself when I'm taking care of family, to how do I do this when I don't feel right? Or it was so many questions in the chat, and I was just so happy that they were able to get something out of that, to where they were like, okay, I can really be me. As we know on this platform, there's a lot of W's and a lot of L chats. And those chats, you can't go in there talking about what you're talking about, because you're gonna get packed up. But yeah, I curated my space to be whatever wave you need. You want to come in with a smile? I promise you'll leave one. You want to laugh? We'll make you laugh. You want to experience Wellness Wednesday at its finest? On in, sit back, because my Wellness Wednesday isn't for you to have a mental break or like an epiphany. No. For you to just feel like you can let off some steam, let off an emotion. Somebody told me that, was like, I recently broke up. I didn't tell nobody. I was like, you ain't tell nobody in your family? I need you to tell a friend.
That's hard. That's hard.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's so hard. But I was so happy they were able to tell us that. And we were all in the chat just doing a huddle, like, do you want to come back to the Discord later? We can all talk about this later too. Like, and that's where I want the connection to be with everybody, is that mental health is not one-sided. If you're not, you don't have to have some type of diagnosis, anything. It's not just for that. You're not feeling the best for the couple of weeks. Why? You don't feel like you're the same when you're around certain people. That's okay. Let it out. You feel like you want a new career path. but you feel like you're scared to make that jump, there's nothing wrong with talking about it.
Mm.
Some things are scary. That doesn't mean you have to go through it alone.
I love that. And I love that you bring Wellness Wednesdays into those conversations, because you're right. There's also some safety of coming in on this kind of very internet and surprisingly still public platform, but just to have that safety, that community where you can come in and you can share something. It is that weird balance of that. Yes, it's public, but to the same degree, like it is private and separate from some of the other aspects that I do in my life. It creates a space where you've created yourself as a safe person to give them that room to talk, to vent, to check in, to say something that they haven't had a chance to really say out loud yet at this point. What a fascinating and healthy thing for you to create, especially on the internet where we might say, yeah, there's some toxicity on here. Yes, there's some L kind of content creators in the space. You're really working hard to care for your community and put them first and foremost. I think that's so darling. For you, what is the most rewarding part out of being a content creator?
People coming up to me or telling me like, yo, I love your content. I love coming back here, Britt. Like, you're such a vibe. And I'm like, huh? I did something?
Me? Wait, what?
I'm very humble. I'm very, very humble. Everyone gets on me about that. The most rewarding thing is just being able to provide a space where people can just literally be themselves. Now, I do have restrictions. Do not come into my chat promoting yourself. You done lost your mind. No. Do not come in my chat asking me to review something. I don't know you. Do not come into my chat on some egregious activities towards my community. You will get packed up. But
I love that you're using an airline voice with that. You've clearly been on a lot of flights lately. You will be packed up and asked to leave the flight.
Yes, you can get left right here. Like, and so that is the most rewarding thing. I don't want 1 million viewers. I do not want 1 million followers. I want my community to know me and they know what I bring to them and what they can bring towards me. And that they be in a safe environment to where they can just be themselves. And when someone is like, yo, I really like what you're doing here, I'm going to come back and what I was supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds cozy in that tortilla wrapped burrito sort of way. Yes. Yes. You've created a space where not only do they know you, but it feels like you want to know them as well, which is so meaningful.
Yes, I have a whole space in my Discord. I have to ask more people to do it more often, but it's like wins. Tell me your wins, please. You got a new car? Great. You got that new job? Awesome. You bought a cat? Let's see the animal.
We have to have pictures of the kitten.
Let me see it. Show the paws.
Yes.
I want to see the paws. Like, I need to see the paw prints. Like, and so that's what we do. We all know the truth. People like to talk about themselves. It's true.
Yeah.
But what does your community get out of you if you just only talk about yourself? Like, of course, you're going to read the comments. You're going to see what they're talking about. But will they be memorable in your journey?
Yeah.
And what made me dote on my community the most is Selena and Aaliyah. They made it a goal to know their fans. They made it their mission to remember who they were. Talk to them and know them outside of them as being an artist. Like, they came to their shows, their record signings, everything. Yeah. But what they remember most is the moments they had with their fans. And when I look at my guild members of my community, my little Barbie brigade, my Barbie guild, I remember the moments and I reference, oh yeah, my Pink Cybot. I know she's working on this new makeup brand that she got. Like, I'm super proud of her. I was like, yay. My girl, Material Girl B, she's working on something. Naya Paya, Morgan of the Leave, Broke Bimo. I remember the things that they do. Yeah. So that way they know they always have somebody in their corner.
I love that. Bubble Brit, you have grounded yourself in such wonderful confidence and you have bloomed fantastically and you surround yourself with so many great inspirations. I think it's no surprise that more people want to come to your garden and see what else you're growing, what else that you've been up to, because it is infectious. It is wonderful. Thank you so much for coming onto the Pink Pixels here, because I love this. I think you bring such a healthy approach to check in on ourselves, to ask ourselves why we're doing those, to connect with people and create meaningful conversations, whether it's on our stream, here in the spaces, in the Discords, maybe in the Gamers app, or in our professional life with our coworkers and networking opportunities. It's too short of a life to be fake, to be someone else, to engage and bother in the song and dance that don't really matter. Find yourself in who you are. I think you have put ourselves in such a great perspective, and to remind us there's only so much we can do in a day, and to let each day end. Before we let this day end, or at least this stream end, tell us where we can find you. Plug anything and everything. Wednesday is coming up soon, so we'll be wanting to join in on Wellness Wednesday. But give us all the details, your socials, the streams coming up, any gamers events that we should be keeping an eye out for. What are the details, Britt?
Alrighty then. So you can find me everywhere at BubbleBrittB, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. You're gonna see my name on Twitter as President Barbie. That's how you know you done found me. Go and download the Game Hers app. Again, it is found on the Google Play Store and Apple Store as well. If you see TGH, you done found us. Okay. Some Game Hers events to look out for. The ambassadors will be at DreamHack this coming up in October. So we have some special things that we'll be doing that I'm super, super excited for. You're going to see me and some of my other fellow ambassadors that we're going to bring so much of the Game Hers energy there. So be prepared for that. This Wellness Wednesday, I will not be doing one. But next Wellness Wednesday, we will be doing one. The theme is not out yet. That information I will be telling very soon. But usually, yeah, there's a theme to it. I've picked throughout the times. However, I will be back streaming tomorrow for just a quick co-working stream. You're come in and work these couple of 8 hours with me. Benefits are not included, but you're welcome to be there for the reality show that we watch. Then I'll be back Thursday and Friday. Thursday is Anime Thursday. Typically that we just do anime openings. However, this time, if you come in Anime Thursday, please drop in your favorite anime fight and we will review them as a community.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that one.
Okay.
Fantastic Friday. We might be just reading some fan fictions and playing some games. You never know on Fantastic Friday. That's one that's always fun to do. And then Saturday, I will be collaborating with my boy Finesse, the producer, for a Fall Guys match. Will I make it?
We believe in you. I'm going to say yes. Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! Somebody has to.
I'm in your corner. I'm in your corner. I've not seen him play, so I'm guessing blindly, but I'm putting all my money on you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And that is everything I have coming up. I will be a creator at DreamHack as well. Shout out to them for giving me a badge, so I'm super excited. And that is all for now. There's some other stuff in the works right now, but for now, that is what's going on. Thank you for letting me plug that in again. Download our app. So amazing to be a part of the Game Hers community where you get to learn and grow with other gamers, them identifying women alike all around to find new friends.
I love it. If you all haven't downloaded the Gamers app, it's free to download, free to engage, and it's just a great place to share the cosplays that you've been creating, the games that you've been creating, just have conversations about anything and everything you like. It's a place where you're going to feel safe and welcome. So I encourage you to check it out. And maybe even if it's not just for you, maybe it's for your friend and you encourage them to join, or maybe it's for your daughter, right? And you encourage them to join. This is an app that's going to be for a lot more people than just yourself. So consider sharing it. That's how you can be a good friend this week.
Right there.
Perfect. Bubble Britt, you're an absolute and infectiously amazing individual. Thank you for bringing your sunshine to this stream. Any final words to our wonderful audience before we close out?
Be you, be new, and be pink. Never be true to nothing else but yourself.
That's right. All right, good friends. Remember, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. So post your pink pictures there over on the Gamers app. We'll make it work, right? And of course, be yourselves. Thank you, everyone, for coming to join us. Remember, this is a place where we get to ground ourselves, where we get to hone in and connect and be inspired by the stories of other women and identifying individuals in this space that makes our community, our space, so much richer and wonderful for it. You all are amazing. Drink some water. And we'll see you all next week for another episode of Pink Pixels. Bye, everyone.